All right, guys, LQ here with the LQ Review. Thank you so much for joining me here at my YouTube channel. Um, I want to talk about Survivor 49. So, we are 2 episodes into Survivor 49, and that means we've had 2 people booted. And I think I'm ready to kind of say who I think my top 2 or 3 candidates for winning this game are. But let's just go through the cast. So, first we have Alex Moore. I'm not really a huge fan of his. I understand that he works in Washington, D.C. and works in political communications. And I've got his page up right here. So, works in political communications. And he seems like a nice enough guy. But he also seems like one of those guys. He seems like a guy that I wouldn't really get along with, because I think that whether this is true or not, I feel like he comes off as a little fake. Again, he could be completely genuine, but that's just kind of how he comes off to me. I don't think he's going to win it. All right, Annie Davis, already out. She never had a shot. You know what's frustrating about Modern Survivor? I mean, she's 49. She's 49 and people are like, she's old. Come on. Come on. Modern Survivor doesn't have enough over 40 people. People over the age of 40. They need to get a little more into, all right, we've got, we made the intentional decision to have people from every race and every sexual orientation represented in Survivor. But we're not doing a very good job of representing half the population, which is, or at least, I mean, I guess I don't really have any numbers on it, but I would have to assume that about half the population is 40 or older. Let's see here. What percentage of the population in the United States is 40 years old or older? There we go. Here it comes with a percentage. Oh, okay, I was a little off. About 40% of the population is 40 years old or older. It's still a lot of people. It's still a lot of people. So about 40% of the population is 40 years old or older. All right. I'd like to see more 40 plus people on the Survivor. All right, Jake Latimer. Okay, I love this guy. I'm not sure that he's the smartest guy in the world. Obviously big, athletic, definitely a challenge threat. He will be a challenge threat if he makes it to the merge. What's with the hiding a LSU though? I think it's hilarious. I love it. I want him to keep doing it, but I don't understand it from a strategic standpoint. Now, I used to do this. When I was in college, I was an RA. And being an RA, I had a key to everybody's room. And, I mean, this was in late 90s, early 2000s, so, a long time ago. But I abused my power a little bit, and I would sneak into people's rooms and steal either all of their right shoes or all their left shoes. Yeah. So, I don't know this guy, don't know where he got the idea from, but it was something I did years ago. And I love it. Like I said, I want him to keep doing it. Okay, Jason Triel. He has a shot at winning, I think. I think he is a player that people are going to like. Obviously, he's going to be a challenge threat because he's good at puzzles. Here's the thing about Modern Survivor challenges. You don't have to be good at the physical part. You gotta be good at the puzzles, because these puzzles are at the end of the challenge. So all you have to do is stay consistent, like the tortoise, and get through the challenge. You don't have to be the first one there. Just get through the challenge and then be the best at the puzzle. And I think that's going to be him. I think he's going to be a real threat after the merge, because, like I said, he doesn't need to he doesn't need to blow everybody away in the physical part of the challenge. He just needs to be able to bring it home on the puzzle, and I think he will. I think he's a real risk, a real chance of winning it. And I would pick him as one of my three that I think have a real good shot at winning it. All right, Jawan Pitts. I like him. You know, he had the excursion already. He won that one. Likable enough character. Not somebody I've really connected with as a viewer of the show. I'm not necessarily rooting against him, just not really rooting for him. He's not one of my picks. But I like him. Jeremiah Ing. This guy is a huge personality. A lot of fun to watch. Again, I have not connected with him personally. You know, he's not somebody that I have a lot in common with or anything like that. So he's not somebody that I would look at as one of my favorites. And quite frankly, I don't think he's a threat to win the game, although I do think he's a threat to go very far. And I think that's going to be his downfall later on in the game, is he's the type of person that I believe will make it towards the end and then get voted out because people don't want to sit next to him. Again, this is all just early stuff after 2 episodes, but that's kind of how I feel about him. Christina Mills, I don't think they've really spent enough time developing her character yet. She seems fine, but don't really know enough about her yet. Matt Williams, again, he's another one where he's obviously memorable due to his hair, his general appearance. Don't really know a whole ton about him. I don't think they've really spent a ton of time with him yet. Airport Rampage it. That's awesome. Again, not somebody I've really connected with, not somebody that I'm really rooting for, not rooting against. I'm not really rooting against anybody, but not somebody really high on my list yet. Okay, MC. I like her. She's one of my she's one of the female characters that I really kind of had my eye on going, after the first episode or so, saying that I think she's going to be strong. I think she's going to be a strong player. I think she's a real threat. I think that assessment has gone down a little bit after the second episode, but not much. I still think she's going to be a strong social threat and a strong physical threat. Not one of my 3, though. Nate Moore. All right, there we have our second over 40 guy. And this is a guy that I do connect with because I'm 45. He's a guy that I am rooting for because I'm an old man also. And I like him. I like the conversation that he had trying to figure out this generation's lingo. Everything's vibing, everything's fire. Now, I work with teenagers, so I'm lucky enough that I get to be in that language all the time. And I typically am pretty good at staying on top of what the current trends are in language. And if I don't know something, I'll just get my Urban Dictionary on my smartphone, look it up. So at least I'm in the know. The other day, I was hearing the 6-7 thing over and over and over again. So I got out my smartphone and figured out what it was. And part of that was just because I wanted to make sure that the kids who were in my program weren't saying anything inappropriate. And it turns out they weren't. It's just a weird saying. So yeah, I like him. I like Nate. I think he's a fun player to watch so far, and I relate to him. Nicole Mazzullo, first one out, and didn't really ever learn a whole lot about her. Not a whole lot. I think that she just had one of those unfortunate moments where someone had to go, and it was her. So I don't know. Rizzo. I don't think Rizzo's going to win, but I think he's going to be one of the stars of this season. I really do. The way that the edit has been on the first 2 episodes, they're kind of, and again, we're only 2 episodes in. A lot of stuff can change, but I definitely feel like there's a bit of a hero edit happening here with Rizzo. And he's one of my 3 that I'm predicting to win. But he would be number 3. He would be number 3. I put the other 2 above him. Again, he's fun to watch. He's, got a nice arc being set up. And I think that he's a player that a lot of people are going to resonate with. A lot of people are going to enjoy watching, and I think he's going to go really far. So Jason is my first pick. Rizzo is my second pick. And let's continue on with this cast assessment. All right. After Rizzo, we've got Sage. Sage makes good TV. She's always got to use the restroom. I don't know what that's about. Every time there's anything potentially conflict or potential anxiety, she's the restroom girl. She's the girl that always has to use the restroom. I don't know. She's fun to watch. She's funny, and seems like she has a real big personality. And I don't think she has any shot at winning this, but you know, she's one of those people that you enjoy watching until she gets the boot. All right, Savannah. Savannah is the third one. I would probably go Jason. I think has the best shot. Savannah 2, Rizzo 3. And these are based on edits, based on precast edits after the first 2 episodes, precast interviews, and just personal enjoyment. And boy, oh boy, oh boy, Savannah has that Parvati confidence, the Parvati look. She even looks like Parvati. I think that there's a lot of stuff happening here with Savannah, and if it wasn't for Jason's puzzle acumen, how good he is at the puzzles, and how much I think people are going to like him, I would have Savannah at number 1. But I think she's going to be a really strong player. She gave a great cast interview before the game started, and I really think she's going to go far. Now, full disclosure here. Somebody did tell me that she is one of the 2 who have been picked to play in 50. I don't know who the other one is, but I have been told that she was picked to play in 50, and that probably means she's going to go really far, right? Not always. I mean, remember Boston Rob made All-Stars, and he only made it, what, halfway through the Marquesas? It doesn't always mean that. Probably does. It probably means that she's going to at least make it to the final or pretty darn close. So, full disclosure there, but I think she's going to do great, and I think that she's got a lot of that Parvati energy, and I think the guys are really going to like her. I mean, she's a very pretty girl, so I think that she's got a really good chance of going real far, and I think she will, just based on what we know. We have Shannon. Okay, Shannon is the odd duck of this season. Like, she is just an odd person. She's all about energy, all about yoga, all about, you know, let's honor this thing for the life that it's given us. I told my wife when I was watching the last episode, I said she'd be the first one I'd vote out. I just can't do the hippy dippy stuff. I just can't. I'm sorry. I just can't. Hippy dippy stuff gets on my nerves. So she would be one of the first ones out, and that's okay. You know, we're not all predisposed to getting along with everybody. And I would have a really hard time getting along with hippy dippy people. So she'd be the first one on my list, and I don't see her going far here. Watch, now she wins it. Sophie. Sophie's another one of my favorites. I don't think she has any shot at winning. I think that she has played her hand too soon, being too aggressive too early. And I think that's going to be her downfall, is being aggressive too early in this game. So I like her. And same with Savannah. I like the fact that they're willing to play the villain cards. But I don't think Sophie has any shot at winning. But who knows? But I really like her. I do. Sorry, that's Sophie Bellardi, or Bellertle? I don't know. I don't have my glasses on. And then next we have Sophie Segretti. Yeah, I don't think she's going to be long for this game. Not one of my favorites. Not somebody that's really had an impact on me at all. Stephen Ram. Is he the guy who thought he was Discount Ryan Reynolds? I think so. Yeah, definitely. That was definitely him. Discount Ryan Reynolds. Sure, buddy. I think he's likable. I think he has a shot at going far. he's not one of my picks, though. I think he's, I don't know, a little goofy. Probably a little goofy. So there it is, guys. I think Jason, Savannah, and Rizzo, those are my picks. Probably Jason number 1, Savannah number 2, Rizzo number 3. I probably should flip it and put Savannah 1 just because I know that she's going to be in 50. But I'm going to stick with Jason at 1. And once I find out who the second person is who's going to be in 50, that might sway me as well. So, all right, guys. Who do you think is going to win this season of Survivor? Let me know in the comments down below. What do you think of my picks? What do you think of my cast assessment? Just let me know in the comments down below. Let's talk about Survivor. And yeah, looking forward to seeing where the season goes. Until next time, we'll see you guys later. Thanks.